Ding, 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 everybody. We are back. This is Ringside's Corner Confession, and once again, I am Trey Amazing, your favorite part-time stripper, part-time pastor, but full-time dating commentator, and keeping it trifling and keeping it truthful like I do. Today, I'm joined by Mr. Wobble-Baby himself, John Boy on the track, and currently he has the hit single, Sit This One Out, currently on the radio waves as we speak. Good brother, how you doing?
Do I keep pointing over here? Or?
Oh, no.
Okay, we're done. All right. No, I'm good, brother. How about yourself?
Man, I'm straight, man. It's, dealing with this Georgia heat, but I'm maintaining, staying hydrated.
Right.
So, everybody out there, make sure if you can, if you're enjoying the awesome content, go ahead and drop some likes. And don't forget to send that subscribe button to Pound Town real quick, all right?
Pound Town.
So, brother, really quickly, before we get into the heart and the meat of the interview, kind of give our viewers a quick, brief history about who you are and what makes John Boy on the track, John Boy on the track.
All right, it's yours truly, Jump on the Track, a.k.a. Mr. Wobble-Baby, Wobble Man. Of course, I wrote that song for VIC, and that's me saying, get in there as well, all right? And a part of the production team as well. I have 8.5 platinum plaques. I mean, if you look around, if you pan around, you'll see them. Working on more. That's what we got going. So I work with artists from Jeezy, Gucci, Hurricane Chris, Fergie, WWE, MTV, Soulja Boy. The list goes on and on and on. All right now. Oh, Yin Yang Twins. Of course, I always give Yin Yang Twins their credit. They're the people that brought me into the music business. So many artists I've dealt with that you guys know of, and I have birthed a lot of these kids out here, right?
I heard that.
Yeah, so, that's yours truly.
Okay, and you are originally from Atlanta, right?
I'm born right downtown, 4th Ward.
Fourth Ward, okay.
Used to be called Georgia Baptist, now it's Atlanta Medical Center, something like that, yeah.
Okay, okay, good deal. So, being from Atlanta, I mean, Atlanta right now is on the forefront in terms of culture, hip-hop, so many things. I mean, Atlanta is a city where, things are happening.
Right.
And the eyes of the world are on Atlanta, everything we got going on. And so recently, and this has been making, a lot of news lately, especially on social media, Hulu is dropping a documentary about Freaknik.
Which is hilarious, because I did a documentary about Freaknik that's huge on YouTube right now.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? And we're going to drop a link. We're going to include the link of the documentary in the description so people can find it. Because, when news hit that there was going to be a documentary about Freaknik,
right.
A lot of people who are doctors and lawyers and, top professionals, even some political figures start sweating, start getting nervous, like, oh my God, they're going to... there's going to be footage of me, twerking in the street. And it's going, they're going to shit. A lot of people are, looking like, okay, what are my kids going to do if they see this? Right. Folks, folks are tripping. So, you're hearing stories about potential lawsuits and all that other stuff. But for someone like yourself, I want to get the opinion and the thoughts of people who are actually from the city. What, in your opinion, was the impact Freaknik had on the culture of Atlanta?
Economically, Atlanta won, and I think it's one of the three things that made Atlanta what it is today. The Braves winning the World Series in '95, the Olympics in '96, and Freaknik from '93 through '95. Those were the three things that made Atlanta the culture, the city of culture that it is now. Those three things, mainly. Those are three exclamation marks that made us who we are.
And so, I got a chance to participate in Freaknik my freshman year in college. I came here in '97 for school.
Oh, you were cheated.
Yeah. You know what?
Yeah,
people were saying that. Like, folks, I got a chance to experience Freaknik for a few days, and I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was overwhelming.
Right.
But to talk to people who were older, it was like, man, that's the weakest one, man. The '98 Freaknik, that was weak. It was going down. I thought to myself, if that is considered weak, I don't think I could have handled what's strong or what, because folks were talking about like, no, you should have been here a few years before.
Right.
And I'm thinking to myself, what more could they have done?
Right.
Given everything I saw, it was like a whole citywide party out in the streets, every mall, everywhere. So from your vantage point, what were some of the things that you felt were, just some of the big positives. You talk about the economics, but the other things that made Freaknik, because you had a lot of other parties going on. You had Daytona Beach, you had Panama, you had so many other things. But what was so unique and so special about Freaknik?
It was way more peaceful in the beginning. Okay, and a lot of people don't understand. It started with college students. It was a college picnic that started, and then when it got to the streets, that's when you start getting what you got on the news. But what made it so special? People were welcome to the Atlanta culture before 1993. Okay, you could walk down the street in Atlanta and everybody spoke to you. Like, that's one thing I got when I went to college. I went to college in Louisiana, but they said you speak to everybody. That's the way we were raised. You know what I'm saying? We were brought up to speak to everybody. The old Atlanta was very nice. It wasn't a lot of horn honking in traffic and stuff like that. You knew every other person that walked by, and your grandma knew everybody. So with back to the question, with Freaknik, it brought the world around to get that actual Atlanta culture. Okay, you would think you would come down here and people were getting robbed. No, not from the beginning. It was like, welcome, come on in. We love to have you. And I think that's one of the things that the world got a chance to see when it came to the city of Atlanta. That there's a culture here, with the South. You know what I'm saying? People that speak to each other. So, it is what it is.
Now, to me, all that sounds hella positive. That sounds dope. And I definitely heard, just looking at the history of it, started off as a college party. So, what do you think, when did it turn, negative? Or when because some people, they feel Freaknik is synonymous with, a lot of negativity. At one point, do you think, the tide turned and it went from more than just a college party or just, a gathering of, college students to, negativity or objectification or whatever? Because a lot of people, like it's, for me at that time, being my age, I thought, it was fun. It was a fun experience.
When the hood got involved. Well, when the hood got involved, it was a wrap. Because like I said, it started with college kids. So, a lot of people I'm from the hood too, so I got the best of both worlds. But we didn't get to see these type of things unless it was an older brother or sister that was in college that could expose it to us. Everything else, was oriented in the hood. I remember back in the days, you've been in Atlanta long enough. I'm from East Atlanta. I was born in Fourth Ward, but I'm from East Atlanta. We thought Six Flags was out of town. We thought Whitewater was out of town. We thought Clayton County was out of town. So that, with that being said, we didn't leave that area, that Glenwood, that 20, anything outside of 285 was out of town for us. So imagine this event comes where you travel, within the rims of 285 to slightly up the Stone Mountain, and you're meeting people and stuff like that, and you ain't never seen this kind of stuff, and you from the hood, and I'm talking about myself as well, you're going to get involved, and then you got cats coming from out of town from other places, Chicago, New York, and they're coming down, but they're bringing their culture with them as well, and the cultures clashed, which is kind of what caused, such a rift when it started to go down here. You had hoods coming from everywhere then. When I say hood, I'm talking about from everywhere. You had the Florida boys coming up, the Alabama boys coming over. You even had people from Georgia, my partner came up from Macon. You know what I'm saying? They got a U-Haul truck and put couches in the back of it and it came up. So, it was just when hoods found out about it and cultures clashed, and that's kind of where some of the negativity kicked in at.
Oh yeah, at that time, I'm originally from Memphis, and even folks back home, they were talking about, we getting on the road, we going to Freaknik.
Right.
And so, no, that makes a lot of sense because, it really did get that big where, all the people you saw, I'm like, these ain't all Georgia people.
No,
you got folks from all over. And so, given everything that, the imagery and nuances that we remember from Freaknik, we're talking about, that was the 90s. For me, it was 1998. So this is 2023. If Freaknik were to take place again, in 2023, given everything, the politics and the Me Too culture, cancel culture, what, in your opinion, what would Freaknik really look like today, and would it have the same impact on the culture?
First off, it wouldn't happen again. That name is gone. That name is done. If you put the word Freaknik on anything, you won't get anywhere far with it. They're trying. We had a few Freaknik festivals this spring around the city. None of them will pick up back where it left because that is what it is and what it was. I think the only way something close to that returning, it would be titled something completely different. And it would have to grow the same way that Freaknik grew. A lot of people want to associate Freaknik with 3 years or 4 years or 5 years. Freaknik is actually older than that. It had to grow to what it capitalized, to where it capped off at. So it would have to be something else, and it would have to grow the same way Freaknik did. But the word Freaknik is done. It will never, ever come back the same. It'll always be something from history now. There won't be Freaknik like Super Bowl 51. No. Freaknik's done. There will never be another Freaknik. Not the way it was, no.
And so, I'm not sure exactly, the executives at Hulu or, who up there said, hey, we need to make a documentary about this and we need to put it out. But the rumor mill has been so strong. I mean, they've been talking about this for a long time, but it's still not out yet because so many people are worried, people are afraid, people are scared. The idea that people they'll take all this VHS footage and now they can transfer it and put it out there. What are your thoughts, or what from what you hear from your peers, colleagues about this documentary coming out? What's been the word that you've heard, as far as what it may show or what how nervous it's making people?
Well, my people move in silence, so ain't nobody said nothing on my end. But I have seen the people on Twitter and the lady that got famous, the lady the main lady that was like, oh Lord, I don't know what y'all gonna find. I can't remember her name, but she was all over the news and stuff. But there's really not much of a panic in my neighborhood. That's past. I mean, we're all adults now, and I don't think. No, that's a lie. Everybody gonna get caught up, but I don't think it's a panic though. I really don't. Not with social media these days. Things are way worse to me than the stuff you can pull from Freaknik right now. I mean, it's stuff that's just common now that wasn't common back then, but it's common now. And I think that with the youth, when I speak of youth, I mean teenage up to 30. They're pretty much immune to this now. It's not gonna be anything that kids know. Oh, no, they're immune to this. I mean,
like the shock factor.
Yeah, they bust it open on a daily on YouTube. So
that's true.
It is what it is.
No, that's true. I mean, because I think about this was taking place in the 90s, and I'm like, if it were to come back with everything going on with social media, would that be like Freaknik on steroids, or everything that with updated technology? I'm like, what would Freaknik look like now with so much going on? So many younger. Younger people having access to social media and technology. I'm like, Freaknik, if Freaknik were to happen in Atlanta in 2023, would it look the same? Would you have the same activity in the streets, or you got women just out there walking damn near naked, just out, and it's nothing. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, what could that really fly in 2023?
Do you know what Freaknik 23 would be called? If it did actually happen, Armageddon. That means a lot of people. There's a lot of officers that done quit. The world's by the end. That's the only way another Freaknik could come, because we caught them off guard back in the day. So you can't catch them off guard anymore. When I say off guard, I'm speaking of the government. You know what I'm saying? You ain't catching them off guard again. They ready. Freaknik has exposed so much to that. They're ready for it now. You can call it what you want to call it. They already know that the power that came with Freaknik, and I emphasize power. They'll never lose that power again. Let's put it like that.
Like, I'm thinking about even some of the photos and videos. I'm thinking, okay, yeah, how many of them police officers afraid of them? Like, some of them were participating.
Right.
You're out there, supposed to be, law enforcement, but some of them were definitely participating and getting their freak on too while in uniform.
I'm gonna look y'all in y'all face and tell you this: if you see somebody in that footage and you think it's me, it's not. I'm telling you, it's not me. It's not. And I think every parent on this planet should tell everybody that they know that's not me. It looks like me, but that wasn't me.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah. I got all my alibis already written down. It's not me.
I think that is. I think that's a good case for anybody. If you think there's a possibility you may be out there, you may want to go ahead preemptively. You know, just set the tone like it wasn't me.
Right.
I was away. I was doing something else.
It's not me. I don't care. You look for whatever you want to look for. It's not me. Scars, no, it's not me.
But Daddy, that look just like you. It's the same tattoo, same height.
Nope.
I'm thinking about, I mean, like, when they were talking about the doctors, I'm thinking about, like, how many parents out there are going to have a long conversation. If they're not good liars, if they don't have a good alibi.
You got to understand that we look different back in the day, too, now. I was a lot lighter than this, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm just hypothetically speaking, but it's not me. You know what I'm saying? Nah, not me.
No, I dig it. No, this is something, you know, you being from Atlanta, I really, really wanted to get your take on this because I mean it's you got folks out there in their teens that never heard of Freaknik until now, or you know, coming to their older peers like, Mama, what was Freaknik? What is this thing? What is Freaknik like? Don't you know? How do you have that conversation with you know a young man or a young woman or anything? But again, Freaknik, you know, good or bad, no matter how you feel about it, has a legacy. Definitely has a legacy. It certainly had an impact on Atlanta, and you know, for me, you know, regardless of you know where you're from or whatever, it's always going to have an indelible imprint on the DNA of what makes Atlanta. And so, you know, before we head out, I mean, again, thank you for you know giving me your take on this because this has been awesome. But for the people out there that want to know more about John Boy on the Track, how can they find you and give them more information as far as your discography and you know everything you got going on right now in terms of music and social media? On
a daily basis, if you want to find me, tune in to Power 107.1 in Macon, Georgia. All right, you can download the app Power 107.1 Macon, Georgia. All right, I'm on the radio from 6 to 10 every morning. All right. If you want to find me on social media, it's at John Boy on the Track, or my band's page is at JASSOLIT_music. That's JazzSolit_music. You can reach me at www.jazzsolit.com. Other places you can meet me, you can call, you can tune into this podcast right now. You know what I'm saying? They know how to reach me. All right. Don't look for me in Freaknik or any Freaknik footage. You won't find me, unfortunately. That is not me, as I said, all right? And that's about it, man. Y'all make sure you sit this one out, YouTube, right now, man. Nigel Perkins and I, it's only been out for a few weeks, and I think it's at like almost 30,000 views, and that's with no help or anything, just word of mouth. So y'all check that out.
Oh, no, I've heard it on the radio. Good stuff. I mean, even media, I'm thinking to myself, okay, you mean tell me this is a dude, as many parties and weddings I've had. I'm like, it's the same Wobble-Baby. I'm like, this that dude? Yeah, I've danced there. I've been pulled onto the dance floor and had to get my wobble on, and I was like, okay. So now I know who the face of that song is. So
can I give 2 shout outs?
You can give as many shout outs as you want, brother.
Okay, let's go. Now it's fine. Shout out to my band, John Boy and Surround Sound, the whole crew. Y'all make sure y'all stay in touch with them because we do shows that you have never ever seen before. When you want the circus to come to town, we bring it. All right. Shout out to my homie Nigel Perkins, who's on the song "Sit This One Out," and everybody else I've dealt with in this music business. I want to say shout out to all you guys. Y'all know y'all. It's so many, and that's all I got. Because if I try to go person for person, I'm gonna get cussed out. So there it is. Yeah.
And we're gonna have this information in the description. So we're gonna have the links. So the people that want to find you, you know, they'll just, you know, we're gonna take out the hard work and like just click on it and then go directly to your YouTube and your social media. You know, we make things easy. John Boy on the Track, thank you so much. This has truly been an honor. Everybody out there, make sure again you hit that like and subscribe button, drop some comments, and yeah, we are out. Thank you so much.